All right. Hello, guys. Good evening or good morning. It's in the evening, so um, welcome back to my world. I would like to have a brief discussion with you on a few things. It's going to be very brief, but before we get into it, I'd like to say a big thank you to you for liking the stuff. Okay, the earlier vids, the subscribes, the views. We've had about I think 300 in total views in in the short while. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost like 30 subscribers through. And thank you very much for that. Okay, God bless you guys. I hope you like the content and they are relevant to you. Okay, so very, very short. I I've been thinking now. I can't believe in myself, and this is why. I think self is not sufficient. Self is inefficient. Self is not good enough. Self is not the standard. Self has hate. Self has jealousy and spite. You tell self that you want to do this, and one other thing comes up, or you tell self you want to go in this direction, and self decides to move in that direction. Sometimes you could even believe in yourself and do the wrong thing. There's this J. Cole. J. Cole has this line where he says, "You've come a long way, but you went in the wrong direction." And that makes sense. You could believe in yourself to do something and you'd go in the wrong direction. Self is inefficient, self is imperfect. Okay, and we understand it clearly. That's why people do things which are not very like straight. Okay, you have a plan with someone and the person switches on you. Okay, it's because of the fact that self is inefficient and not very proficient that you have people in government always messing up and costing the whole nation and a whole bunch of things, right? It happens because self is not very perfect. Okay, so what I believe in, what I follow is God. Yes, that's it. That's the highest tenet for me. Because God is, I believe, based on what I've read in the word and based on the things I've seen, okay, the things I've experienced as a person or a child of God, God is just perfect. He's flawless. So if there's someone who is flawless, someone who is deep in wisdom, someone whose ways are perfect and right, why shouldn't I follow his ways? And the word also tells us that we should not lean on our own understanding, but in all our ways we should give our like uttermost reverence to God, and He will make our paths straight. Which means if we lean on our own understanding, our paths will be crooked because self is insufficient and God knows that self is broken. Self is not an efficient machine. Okay, but yes, I understand sometimes you think you want to believe in self for some reason, but that's fine because believe in self is a subset of belief in God. Like the elements of courage, being bold, and stuff, right? They're all tenets under believing in God. Okay, but if the word itself says we should not lean on our own understanding, it means God knows that we are insufficient, we are not enough. So once you believe in God and you follow His tenets, things go in the right way. Okay, you could tell self that okay, my plan is to achieve this tomorrow, but the word could go like be patient, or you could tell God, self could go like I want to have this or move in this direction in this year and achieve this and that, but probably the funds you have to maybe achieve that, or maybe the plans and directions in which you want to use to do that could probably be invested in things like mercy and kindness and compassion based on the word, right? So once we move in God's direction, that's what I believe. Probably you have something else, you can drop it in the comments, right? You can prove to me why you think you want to believe in self. I don't have a problem with believing in self, but I think I'm a bit too advanced to believe in self. I believe in God, who is the ultimate, who is without flaws. Okay, because even sometimes with self, external factors can hinder self. Okay, you could plan that you are going to do something and then there'll be COVID, there'll be a lockdown, and you believe in self and sit at one space and you can't do anything about it because you just can't move. Okay, so I think self is insufficient. I can't believe in myself. I would never believe in myself like totally or utterly. And one thing too, I think is whether when you believe in God, okay, whether you believe in self or not, things still work out perfectly. That's what I think. So that's my brief take on why I can't believe in myself. Um, Yes, so thank you guys for passing by. In a few days' time, I'll be bringing some very interesting interviews with a few top professionals. So I hope you can subscribe so you get in touch with what will be going on. Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you. Have a good night.